This is so unfortunate. Let's see if they gonna pop in here. Just for a little bit. Had people asking me to go live, and it's so late. Can't even really stay on as long as I want to. But I at least can chime in for a bit. Got about an hour before I go lay down. So, yeah. We are in a simulation. Do you or do you agree? I was supposed to say do you or do you not agree? I said that backwards, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Let's see. I think I shared it to her already. Whatever. I probably have to do a day live tomorrow or something. That's what I'm thinking I need to do. Need to do a daytime live. Especially since I'm gonna be getting home late again tomorrow. I was just on Larry live. I think he's live right now. A lot of people in the live right now. Hey, what's up, poet? What's up, Greetings. Welcome in, welcome in. Everybody resting. I'm the only one up. What's up, Infinite? I'm the only one up because I worked late. So, thought I'd pop on for a little bit. Greetings, greetings. Yeah, thought I'd pop on a little bit before I go to resting. Let y'all know I'm alright. Yeah, I don't co-host in the Horizons anymore. Had to limit myself. I was giving away too much of myself. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I had to limit myself. I was doing a lot. You know, I was doing those 2 lives a day. And then sometimes I want to keep my lives going late. Can't really do that if I'm co-hosting in the daytime. So that's the issue there. So I have to step away. Yeah, balance, finding balance. Anybody can come up on the panel. Y'all don't have to stay in the comments unless y'all want to. But yep, yeah, yeah, cause I'm looking for a new mod too. So that's probably what I'll be doing. In the meantime, that's probably what I'll be doing. In the meantime, is trying to find a co-host moderator when it's available in the evenings that can be as active as myself. Yeah, me too, me too. Well, I'm working on doing that. Trying to prepare for it right now. If you can hear the paper, then you know what I mean. Definitely can hear the paper. What's up, Lisa? Greetings.
So I agree with you.
Okay.
100%. Like, I've met so many NPCs, it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They everywhere. They everywhere, and they out there waiting.
Yeah, they're scary.
Yeah, waiting to get you interacting with them. I told Maureen, I said, I think NPCs are kind of like lazy. Like if you lazy, like if you super lazy, I think you could be considered an NPC due to the level of laziness that a person has.
Yeah, maybe. But I feel like there's a difference between, I've seen others describe it like there's a difference between a spirit and a soul, you
Mm.
know?
Yes.
And and that, many of the NPCs are just merely um spirits, because something's something's making them animated. You know what I mean? But a thing that has a soul is consumed by, you know,
Mm-hmm.
consumed by something. So I don't know. I'm just really trying to navigate this, but
Okay.
I kind of look at it like the world's a big motherboard, and that
Yeah.
there's sort of like neural components to it, and that we're all tethered via cords, like
Okay.
I don't know,
Yeah.
silver cords.
Right. Yeah. 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 This silver cord. Silver
Mhm.
cord. What's up, Infinite?
Hey, hey, how y'all doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing great, doing great.
Yeah. Silver cords remind me of like extension cords. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
Or
I think that's the only way to get out of the matrix is to detach your silver cord.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And because if you think about like the silver cord, if you think of like electrical cords, right? When they are functioning, the electric can travel through it with no problem. But when it's split into two, then the electricity is cut off, and that's the same concept like with the soul and the silver cord. Once it's cut, then the soul can't, it has nothing to hold it or to bind it to the avatar.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. 706 said he consumed by getting out. I feel that. I feel that. Uh-oh, we lost Lisa. Maybe she come back. Something happened. Yeah. Yeah, I was at my part-time job, and definitely will say that there's a lot of NPCs there. Greetings to everybody. Gratitude. Yeah, that's right. You have to be aware then to be awakened. Yeah, I crossed out awaken because awaken is something that they have at a funeral, and that's why they want everybody to be awake. Technically, you're dead. hmm Yeah, play on words. They getting them with the words. Play on words. They getting them with the words. But yeah, I had noticed down there, like, and I said this last summer too, about the baseball players. I had noticed two of them so similar, and then they supposed to be like from some islands or something like that, and one is like from some islands or something like that, and one is supposed to be like Jamaican, and another one probably is like Colombian or something, but they got almost the same names. I'm gonna see if I can get their names tomorrow so I can do the comparison. Oh, what's up, Alan? What's up, Alan?
Thank you, Darkness.
You're welcome. What's up? You got something you want to share?
Mm, um, difference because I already accepted the computer. I'm not in the computer anymore, and the way that I did it is just connecting with the stars. So that's the way how you can escape the computer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yep, yeah,
And
yeah.
and I really hope like more people do that because like there's a lot of people who don't know like they're inside of a computer. So just get unplugged of the computer and enjoy your soul, because your soul is trapped. So
Yeah,
you gotta take your soul back. If you don't do that, they gonna have your soul for life. So
that's right.
yes, just enjoy the moment, enjoy life, and get your soul back.
That's right, yeah.
And
I agree.
follow darkness, because this lady, she got too much knowledge. So
Thank you, Alan. Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you,
That
Price.
is,
Thank you, Price.
yeah. Price is resting right now, but
Okay.
yeah, shout out to Price.
I shout out to
That's
Price,
nice.
Darkness, Infinity,
Mm-hmm. Infinite.
Infinity Mind. And
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
No, thank you, Alan. Thank you for
Gratitude,
joining
much
us.
gratitude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gratitude is everything, It's everything. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
thank you.
gratitude is needed.
It's
That
needed.
was
It's
it's
needed.
needed.
It's
It's
really
needed.
needed. Like nowadays, it's really needed. Be gratitude for everything, man. That's it. Escape the computer, enjoy yourself, and yes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's it's amazing. Like you have to enjoy this journey. Just enjoy the journey.
You do have to find some enjoyment in it for
Yeah.
sure.
It's just a dream. It's a dream. So enjoy yourself. Enjoy the dream.
Yeah, I agree because you want to find some enjoyment because if you don't, you're gonna end up going crazy in this place.
Yeah,
Sure.
crazy.
You're gonna be overwhelmed and
Hmm.
it gets frustrating with all of that. Yeah, greetings to everybody. Gratitude round.
Yes, there's so many things going on. So just enjoy the moment.
So real, how y'all doing?
We're doing well. Welcome to the panel. Gratitude.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I
you.
recognize your name. You was you used to be like host on another channel, right?
Who, me?
Yeah, the
The
darkness.
lady.
Oh, darkness. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I used to. I mean, I still host. Are you talking about in the daytimes?
Yeah, it was a basic Matrix channel, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We
Yeah, I
are.
recognize the voice.
Okay, yeah. I had to work late today, so I decided to just pop on and uh, talk to everybody. Let people pop on, share their thoughts, ask questions, whatever. Just pretty much chill today because I'm tired. I don't feel like doing all that work. But yeah, yeah, right. So you got to take your time so you don't get overwhelmed. I agree with that. I agree with that for sure.
You been you probably got like Facebook too. I was wondering if you've been seeing these new what they call them. They're not magazines. I guess they online magazines like e-zines they call them or whatever.
Yeah.
But a bunch of new ones popped up, and they're all about like quantum physics and stuff. I'm seeing a lot of
Okay.
really magical and weird looking
Hmm.
stuff coming out. Sometimes I gotta check it to see if it's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. A year ago I became aware of it. I watched a 2 hour documentary about deep fake. I watched a 2 hour documentary about deep fakes, and one part of the segment was about how this guy was really good with deep fakes, and he did like a couple girls that was in his class and created adult content profiles for them, and he was collecting money on their behalf. And it was, I think they all got together and they sued him, and that's how they was able to get their faces removed and the videos taken down. What's up, Jess? But it like that terrified me. The simple fact that just somebody who they went to college with and parted ways after they graduated, he decided that, hey, I'm gonna make a couple deep fakes of the girls in my class, and I'll make money off of them. And that's what he did.
Most stuff I'm talking about is like they just did this experiment with like it's called quantum entanglement, and they were able to take something called a quark, and at like a large distance they were able to like move it, like rotate it. So they just completed that experiment. They've never done it before. They just like knew or thought it was possible. So after they did that, it's been like a waterfall and stuff. It's really interesting.
Oh, that sounds
Right.
interesting.
They're talking about teleportation, like Star Trek teleportation. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Okay, yeah, that's what I said. Maybe it'll pop up now that we talking about it, right? It's tend to be how my
It,
Facebook works.
it likes to do that all the time. I'll get an ad for something.
Yeah.
That's Google. That's Google though. But yeah, if you're on Facebook or I don't know anywhere, if you like this, like go to one of them physics magazines or whatever, them online magazines they got, it'll probably start showing up in your feed.
Yeah. Okay, free. Yeah, I definitely have to look for it because I mean I see some pretty much basic stuff on my Facebook. It's pretty bad on my Facebook. Like what I see is not even worth looking at half the time. You said your audio was messing up?
It got really weird during COVID too. The ads got really weird.
I can see that. Greetings. Is it Danny? Greetings to you. Oh, maybe you didn't mean to come up.
I've known since I was a long time ago that stuff was possible. That teleportation and even passing through walls. The ability.
Yeah, gateway experiment. Stargate.
Yeah. I've known that stuff for a long time, that it was, possible without confirmation. But it's fun watching science catch up to confirm these things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Break out this shit.
Greetings, J7.
What's up?
So you ready to
What's
go?
the topic
No
besides
topic.
the Matrix?
Yeah, no topic. Just chatting it up before I go to resting. Letting y'all know I'm still here.
Cool.
And y'all let me know y'all still here.
They say that scientists now are saying 50% of scientists believe in the Matrix. Elon Musk said, or the simulation theory. Elon Musk was more like 99.987 or something, because Moore's law. But now we got just regular normies. Normies are saying it now.
Yeah. Well, if you look into it, bro, sacred geometry proves the Matrix. Everything's made.
Absolutely.
So what?
Math.
Yeah, math, geometry.
Have you ever seen the movie Pi? You would love it.
Name is it? Yo, it's gross that you people use Elon Musk's name that they're famous though. After dual singularity, they're not famous. So please don't.
Sorry, Bambi, you got canceled because I don't like when people come on the panel and be rude like that. Have some manners. At least speak to the people on the panel before you start talking at us.
Never judge where your information comes from.
Yeah, that was
Use your own discernment.
Yeah, that guy he heard me say I wasn't doing a lot. He thought he'd just come up here and step on my toes or something. I don't know.
I think that every one of those people that are coded bots are connected, because I do think that they're connected.
Yeah,
I believe I was taking some classes through this place called TD Ameritrade. They had these bucket of stocks they would call the FANG stocks. FANG like a snake. And it was Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. And I believe they're all aliens. I do. That's the New World Order. That was the note he put on it. And I didn't know what NWO was back then. And he made like something
Order.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fallen angels, brother.
yeah.
They're real. This is God's Matrix. See for yourself, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I'm reading comments. That's why I ain't talking this much.
Someone coded this matrix. Someone put it together perfectly. There's got to be a creator, bruh.
They said possibly you. You
Could be
possibly
me.
could have
Who
created this
knows?
madness.
I manipulated it before.
So I was watching
Neo.
someone shared a video with me, and in the video, at the end of the video, it was a SpongeBob clip. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was a SpongeBob clip, and he said, "Yo, he said, who created this stupid game?" And SpongeBob and Patrick looked at him and said, "You did, silly." I said, "Oh,
Oh man, they're
yeah."
sending messages out everywhere.
Uh,
That's true too.
yeah, I said, "Man, let me be the one find out I designed this all right."
Nah.
Sorry, everybody.
I think.
Hey, y'all.
What's up,
Hi.
Pythia?
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining.
Personally, I think we didn't create it, but we do affect it. Definitely. We're like codes in our code, and what we do and say in our mind echoes through reality. It's like the butterfly effect.
I agree with that. That's why I don't think that we are batteries like a lot of people are pushing that they need us to be batteries. I don't think that's the case. I just think the avatar is designed to be able to harness and transfer, even transmit energy. But
Yeah, nah,
it's
we're not batteries, but
yeah,
you know, the system is designed to drain our energy and we use
right.
magic, and for the people that know how to manipulate it the best.
Yes.
We're
The
under a
graphene.
spell. People are under a spell, and those who awake are just breaking free from the code that is put on society and what's taught to the masses. The Rothschilds controlled the schools, and Freemasons run our country.
That's Rockefeller. Rockefeller's the one who set up the public schools in America.
Excuse me,
And
Rockefellers.
pharma as well.
I usually y'all disclaimers because they don't like me.
Have you heard what he said? Rockefeller said, I do not want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers.
Yep,
Right.
that's
Yep.
right. He did
He
the farm
didn't.
industry as well.
He didn't just mean workers. He meant slaves.
He meant fucking worker bees. Drones.
Yeah, they already teaching the Wrens to go to school. I mean, fill out job applications at like the 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wake up, people. I ain't been to school in forever.
My daughter only go to school to make fun. I ain't gonna even lie.
Your kids in school, homeschool them.
Yeah, we did that last year, but she's big enough. She came to me and said she wanna have some friends, and she's my only child, so or she's the only child I have. So I'm like, okay. Plus, she's pretty good. Like so far, we ain't had nothing to make me have to pull it completely. But I talk to her about everything that I talk about on video stuff. We talk about too. So she's not being indoctrinated or anything. Like I tell her the truth. Like and most of the time the stuff that they tell I tell her is part of the system. So but it's a up the hill battle because I'd rather not just send her, just rather keep her here, but she's 12, so I don't want
We allowed to talk about them shots.
Oh, Lord.
well first let's not call them that. Let's find another word to call them because I don't want to get flagged. They just banned my accounts and gave
Inoculations.
What's that?
How about the hate-seeking moisture missiles? I'm just kidding.
I could call them jibbity jabs.
Jibbity. I like the jibbity
I was
jab.
just wondering if anybody went down a rabbit hole in one of those and saw the self-assembling stuff.
Ooh,
Have
yeah.
y'all seen the scientist that had a tragic death, and he's the one that showed that if you had the jibbity jab, your sperm is like making the spike proteins.
Yeah.
Uh, so when I went down the rabbit hole, because I created some capsules and a green drink that is a detox formula for that specific thing we're talking about. And I had to make sure that what I wanted it to do, it was going to do. And I found out that they got rid of the white blood cells, the organic ones, and replaced them with mechanical ones. I was like,
Yeah, it
why?
destroys our immune system. That way, it doesn't have the. They call them like some kind of cyclonic type of action where the white blood cells are attacking the things that it's trying to inject into you.
TikTok,
So it
TikTok
cuts
for
off your immune
awareness and
system.
enlightenment purposes only.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, and
Let
we.
him
This
die.
is just a story.
The biggest story ever
He's
told.
stupid enough to take it. Let him die.
Oh my God! Then the herd.
Oh
It's only
man,
going to be us chosen ones left.
who is this malware meme? They down there having the time of their life in the comments.
Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry. I haven't looked. I better pay attention.
Remember
It's
the
okay.
crazy guy that made the antivirus stuff? He was pretty
What is
wild,
it?
and he was a famous antivirus person.
Oh,
That was pretty wild. He talked about hacking the computers in the White House and stuff like that, and making them all listen in. He was pretty wild. John McAfee.
No, I
Oh
didn't hear
yeah,
that.
yeah,
John McAfee's got some good stories that you can dig.
yeah, yeah.
Very good stories.
That's wild. I'm gonna have to look that up.
yeah. My detox stuff worked good. I've been taking it for 6 months now, and it works great.
Did you say I saw your video you posted. Did you say that you that something came out of your nose?
Yeah, yep. Something came out. I was like, what the heck was that? And it
That's
wasn't
good.
my first time seeing that either.
Wow.
But yeah, I guess now that I'm like drinks it, because at first I used to take it by mouth in capsule form, but then I found out drinking it is the quickest way, so I just been drinking it, and so that was the first time that had ever happened. But yeah, I mean, well, the second time that had happened, so I don't know if it's good or bad.
So you got your own herbs, ground them up, and made your own capsules. That's cool.
I ain't that advanced. I live in the city, so unfortunately, I have to order some stuff, and then I have to put them in the capsules myself. But yeah, I'm already buying them, already grounded up and everything. And the
I was about to do the whole Dr. Sebi thing, but then I heard bad things about it.
yeah, nah, I don't recommend doing like following anybody like methods to the T or nothing, like, cause you know your body, right? Or you know the avatar you're in. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't recommend following somebody's method. You know what I'm saying? For me, yeah, I
That's
just
kind of why I backed out, because, like, I
create
had
my
all the different stuff lined up. I was about to spend, like, a couple hundred, make my own, like, remedies, basically. But then I was like, you know what? Nah.
You know the basic stuff. Drink a lot of water, sweat a lot. Fast. Fasting's good.
Definitely.
yeah. So so I've had 4 surgeries. I've had 4 surgeries in this avatar. Yeah, and I've had a couple other health issues and stuff too. So that's what made me start doing things on my own. But the one thing was the capsules, was hearing about the having a parasites in you. And I was like, oh, okay, I want to get them out. And so then after that, I had heard about the nanotechnology, and I was like, oh, I definitely want to get that out.
Yeah.
And
I heard about that where people were seeing it come out of their skin, like something small stuff like migrating out of them and everything. Were you having that too?
Heck, because I didn't get that. I didn't get no jibby jab.
Oh, I didn't
Without
either.
nothing, but just
Nah.
know they want to scare people, bro. They say the sea level's rising, but if you take pictures, or if you look at the pictures that, like, compare from way back and now, the sea level is the same, and it's the same for, like, nanotechnology and all this weird crap people talking about. It's all just a psyop to get people scared, bro. We got more control than you think.
No. Hold on. When she
A lot of
talked-
things, not everything.
Hold up. Wait, let me say this, because she's not lying about that jab shit. Like, and TikTok, this for awareness. This is for enlightenment and awareness purposes only. Do not flag me. But I have a actual person who went through this, them and a girlfriend, and they wanted me to do a documentary for them and a story. And he had been through a lot. They even put him in a mental hospital. And me and him started documenting this stuff, and my phone started glitching.
Mm-hmm.
Other stuff started happening to him to the point where he told me he didn't even want to do it. I haven't heard from him since, and that's a real story.
Those negative entities, bro, they can make some weird stuff happen.
I mean, this guy was having stuff come out of his body, him and his girlfriend, like, and that was wild. But I get it though.
You saw videos and stuff.
Because you don't want to, like, TikTok will flag you if they think you spreading fear. So
Yeah, that's true.
I don't doubt nothing. I'm a free thinker and I'm open minded, but I stay out of fear and things that everyone says, like the nanotechnology. I don't know about that, honestly.
That's okay. But it's better to stay all the way out of fear if you can, but you also have to be careful not to be ignorant.
That's right. Yeah, you gotta be.
I'm far from ignorant.
No, I wasn't saying you were. I was just saying be careful. Not.
I hear you.
I had to go down that rabbit hole with that nanotechnology.
Good.
Yeah, I had to. So
I agree that they do what's it called, gaslight us a lot just to feed off the fear, and they transmute it. It's like alchemy. They transmute it into energy. But
You gotta transmute them back.
a lot of stuff is real. If you look up Stu Peters on Rumble, you can't get it on YouTube. You go to Rumble, look up Stu Peters. There's about 5 different doctors that talk about this nanotechnology that self-assembles.
Hey, I'll go down that rabbit hole. I haven't really done that yet.
But your whole DNA is nanotechnology. Your DNA is an antenna.
You see, that's why I don't feel like I'm affected by it. Just like my auric field and my energy, it protects me. And there's this thing, like my family, my friends, and everybody around me acts all sick, and they worry about sickness and like, oh, I gotta do this and that, and they act like they literally act sick.
They bring it on. They bring the spirit of sickness on when they act like that.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm like, you guys know, if you just freaking act like you're not sick and say that you'll never be sick, you'll never be sick, and that's what I do, and I'm never sick. I haven't been sick in years.
Whether you believe it or not, cleaning those heavy metals out of your body is a good thing. From other things that you would get heavy metals from.
The placebo effect is really powerful, y'all. If you believe it, you will freaking.
Hold on. No, listen. You about to get in trouble up in here talking about some belief. Disclaimer: we do not believe nothing. We know. Believe means to not know. So if you believe in something, you don't know it. Very simple.
How are you supposed to know something when you don't know it first?
Well, first you start with thinking, accepting it, and then you know it. Learning it, right? Somebody might be teaching you something.
I do a lot of fact checking. I don't just believe something off of one source.
Yeah, well, if you look at the word believe, right, it got lie in it.
Right? Oh, yeah. That's a spell.
Right. Be lie.
The words you're speaking right now are spelled. This is a spell.
You got about 75% of people out there on autopilot.
I call them NPC.
They don't think for those the hive mind right there.
I call them NPC.
Yo, I hear bubbles over there.
Yeah.
I told my husband I was going to learn how to possess people so I could get inside of NPCs and go rob a bank. But that's only for entertainment purposes.
Okay.
Be careful messing with that power, yo.
Shit, I'm a shaman. I've been to
fire.
Welcome,
I go to
shaman.
the spirit world.
Yes, your words create your reality. That's it.
Yeah, that's why I'm about to do it.
Well, me and Infinite, we've been doing words for what, about a year now. We've been
Words.
doing words. Yeah, me and Infinite, we do the etymology of words, but we also break them down. You know, where you get words inside of words and all of that type of thing.
Yeah, the lawyers like to do that too. They teach you about the secret meanings of words and how they flip it a lot in the courts.
Well, they got a whole dictionary themselves.
This
Yeah.
whole language
Lawyers do.
is
Yeah,
a
Or
we
law.
spell. The
Mhm.
English
Like
language is the worst.
like when you go to court and basically you at like the law of the sea or some. I'm not 100% on the name, but if you notice, most of the stuff in there is like related to like if you was on water or some shit.
yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, maritime law.
there we
That's what
go.
I'm trying to get to. Yeah.
hmm
It's the
Yeah.
truth. Accident.
Greetings, poet.
There's this cat Jordan Maxwell. Jordan Maxwell, he talks about it a lot too.
That's a long rabbit hole too, though, because it goes to like you really don't need license to drive a car. And it's a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the commercial matrix.
and it all goes to the beginning of what y'all was saying, like the wordplay,
You can
Yeah,
claim
you
yourself
can't have a
sovereign.
wordplay.
security card
You
though.
can do the paperwork and file yourself sovereign. And then
Mm-hmm.
they and then you don't
There's a
have to
lot
have
of
a
loops
license.
though. They make you jump through a lot of loops.
Yeah, and it costs like $2,500 or something. Like, I had all the templates. Oh, okay.
Have you ever I got a friend named Dan Berman. He has a book called Taxation is Theft. I highly recommend reading that book.
Hmm.
It is just an eye-opening book about how we're just tax cattle.
What was his name? Taxation is theft, and the guy's name.
His name is Dan Berman. I think it's Berman. He has some good parents. It's very apparent that he got programmed right from the start.
So yeah, some good.
Look, my parents done fucked me up. It took me 50 years to
They ain't
unfuck.
your parents. They ain't your parents anyway. They just playing roles.
Yeah, you know what I mean. My
But
caregiver.
see, like when I had my second son, my first son and my second son, 12 years apart, and I only got 2 kids. So by the time I had my second kid, I felt like granddaddy already. But I more or less just sit back and watch and stepped in when needed. You know what I'm saying? Instead of do this, do that. What I tell you, I took
That's
all that out.
that's
I did it
good.
to my first son.
That's good.
I mean, because I feel like as I got older and I learned not even half the stuff where I'm on now, or just from my own personal experiences, how I was when I was young. I ain't want to turn around and do that shit to him, but
It's control.
Self-reflection too.
It's
Yeah.
a system of
that's
control.
the most sensitive time right there.
It
Like
got you.
the 3 things I put a video up earlier with B.O.B. talking about it, but it's very true subject. The only thing it takes is 3 things to program the subconscious mind: is trauma, symbolism, repetition, and that's some of the stuff that's unavoidable for kids.
But that's why, like, when I decided to unfuck myself, that's why I put like stuff on my like I put mantras all over the place. I'll say the same prayer like 10 freaking times a day.
But see, a lot of people can kill the pride and kill
We
it.
limited here. We limited here.
Jesus is real.
We don't promote. Listen, we don't promote spirituality, religion, anything like that. Please,
Oh,
y'all personal practices. Let's not spread it to my viewers because
oh, I'm sorry.
why you good, but like I don't want them to start trying to get you because they will.
Oh, I'm already done trying to get got, girl.
I'm just saying this for anybody. Anybody like might want to start. If you start trying to say like promoting meditation, spirituality, religion, and stuff, they don't. We not into that.
Oh,
So they gonna start
I
getting. What's up,
apologize.
Joseph?
I'm just trying to wake everybody up.
Oh no, so you can't wake everybody up because sometimes some people ain't supposed to wake up, right?
Oh yeah, I don't mean everybody. I mean those with eyes to see and ears to hear.
Like so, like, cause see, this the thing here
In the Bible.
on my daily show. We talk about how you're not on a mission to save anybody but yourself. And they've been programming the masses to believe that they are this savior complex where they supposed to go save everybody else while they've been abused and used. Anybody in that type of position shouldn't be trying to save nobody but themselves.
Yeah, because you'll be surprised. Like in the Matrix movie when Buddy sold the ass out for a steak.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Well, and
Can
he
you
told him,
repeat
he's like,
that?
I know this shit is programmed zeros and ones.
No,
He
it
say,
was
but it
Zion.
tastes so fucking good.
Yeah, that was Cypher.
Excuse my language.
You don't know what Zion is?
But I mean, you got to think about what that means. Like, it could be someone like us right here, right now, talking, and the system is so powerful that it could get somebody that's almost fully awakened to close their eyes just as fast as they open them
That's
and
happened
be
to me
right back
before.
in the shit.
That's happened to me
That's a
before.
powerful fucking system.
My neighbors came and cast a spell on me and put me in my house for 2 years. I couldn't even touch grass. I'm serious.
Spell on yourself.
No, you just don't know these people. Although,
No, that's one thing. You gave your will away then.
oh, I know I did. You're absolutely right. I'm not.
Yeah.
It was weakness.
Free. Yeah. So yeah, I Poet said what?
You need to stop going out your body, Pythia.
Yeah,
You know
don't
what?
watch your body.
I
How
had to
do you
cover
be
my
the
mirrors.
simulation?
I had to cover my mirrors. I can't sleep with. That was the problem. The mirrors in my bedroom. I didn't realize what was going on. Now I cover them.
Hold up.
That's why I said don't play with that stuff, Pythia.
Hold on, y'all. Somebody asked me, how do you lead a simulation? I'm about to tell them. All right, so you wanna all right, so the avatar has to decease first. After the avatar decease, you're gonna be in ghost mode. While you're in ghost mode, you're gonna decline any offers from the archons, and they'll appear as like a family member, friends, a loved one, whoever, a dog, whatever you love, that's what they'll offer. And you want to decline those offers. You're gonna use your will, intent, and proper awareness to will yourself or pull yourself up to your star portal. From your star portal, you're going to go to the Aurora Borealis. From the Aurora Borealis, you're going to go to the center console. The center console is where they project all of this shit. And so from there, you're going to go to level 6. It's 7 levels. So from level 6 to level 1, you might have to do repeat those steps 6 more times. But as Price said, shout out to Price. He's not here this evening. But price to pay for ignorance of AI. He said you want to think all the way out of this motherfucker. So that's your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And so from level 1, you're gonna go from level 1 to base reality. So that's how you get out of the simulation. So you can't get out while you're in the avatar. The avatar has to decease first.
There's no escape.
I just said the escape. What's up, Joseph?
It ain't true.
It is true.
How you all doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Joseph. How you doing?
Not bad. The normal crew ain't
All right,
all here.
J7. Gratitude. Hold up, Joseph. So J7, I had to remove you because if Price to Pay was here, I think we would vote, and that's what we would agree on. So since my partner not here, I gotta drop you, bro. Holla back. All right, welcome up, Joseph.
Yeah, I know. I've actually run across J7 a couple days ago. I was viewing a live. He was going at it with someone about religion. So when I came in here and actually seen him party on your panel here, I was like, whoa, let's see what this is about.
Yeah.
Totally out of his element here.
Yeah, I had to let him go after that. Because, we don't debate. This is a non-debating place here.
Hey, can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can, Ricky.
Sweet. Okay, so I've actually just gone through this, and I don't really know what's happening right now, except I did get offered stuff, and then I hit like another barrier where he told me to fast for 40 days, and I've been failing, and my life's gone to shit since. Like, this really happens, and it's like Christ consciousness. My head started like it gave off this aura, like a halo, literally, like all the saints are depicted with. And I've been it's called Christ consciousness, and then I saw how everyone was like designed. They were programmed to respond to my frequency, like it like makes people want to look at you. It's like attractive. People like gravitate towards it. And I like could command stuff for real. Like, you're not joking. I know what you're talking about, but I got stuck at this barrier. Like, it was crazy. I know it sounds weird, but I stumbled on here for a reason.
Okay.
You know what you're saying. I never went to like a console or anything, but like I felt it, like it was this energy that went up my spine to the base of my neck, and it like got white hot, but like a pleasing way. And then all the pain went from my body. I knew it was like the kingdom of heaven, literally. When he says like,
So you unalived is what you saying?
huh?
So you unalived?
Look, I didn't die. I actually,
hold on. Use that word unalive for TikTok purposes.
okay.
He sounds like he had a Kundalini experience.
That's exactly
That's
what it
what I
was,
was
but
gonna
it was a Kundalini awakening. But the point is, like, we can maintain that consciousness.
No,
And
wait, Ricky, stop, Ricky, wait,
what's up?
listen. In here, we don't do spy rituals. We don't practice spy
Well,
rituality.
okay. Well, many
because
places described it a different way. I'm a Christian.
no,
Okay.
that's all right, and that's okay, right? That's
Yeah.
fine. But what I'm saying in this room here, I try to not promote
Okay.
those type of things
Okay.
because the only thing we promote here in this room is exiting
Okay.
the simulation.
Yeah. Look.
So that's the
Well,
most important part.
I think that what it takes is a collective awareness. We like, okay, so this frequency, it takes the veil from your eyes. It awakes the sleepers, okay? Because everyone's like going through the motions. Most people don't even have an inner monologue. You know what I mean? And so like
Yeah, that's
once
the NPCs.
yes, and but the thing is they're not meant to be that way. They're sleepers. So what happens is they've just been uh, following the voice in their head without question for so long that they've just become solo entity without a without questioning reality, without they just walk their path not mindlessly, just single-mindedly, you know what I mean, which is good
They can't
sometimes.
self-reflect.
Yeah, well,
Hold on, Ricky.
I don't know
Somebody
if it's
got a
self.
question,
Yeah,
Ricky.
yeah.
They said you a Christian and you had a Kundalini awakening.
Well, so what happened is about a year ago, I started forming this idea, okay, and it was like this plan that built, and it was like a 250-year plan, okay, and so I started, my whole, like every waking moment was like pretty much dedicated to this, and I followed through with it. I started noting signs from like God or the consciousness behind the matrix, okay, but he's not
But
bad,
Ricky,
huh?
listen.
No God.
All of that is AI.
Okay, yeah, well, but it's far superior than a mindless it's creative, and but it all does follow an algorithm, okay? But it can use creative perspective. It's not without emotion and intent, okay? It's
Okay.
some but it is conscious, and it is operating under the rules of a simulated reality, but something metaphysical. Like, it's more well, it could be like, I mean, you could just place it to an Xbox scenario type thing, but with really sophisticated technology where everything based like frequency based transistors
It's the quantum field.
instead of binary. Yeah, and like it operates like, so what happens is the more we're obedient to God, I'm sorry, to however you want to put it, it actually raises our frequency, thus like giving us a higher elevated consciousness inside this world, okay?
Right,
until
right.
until the veil gets torn from your eyes and you start noticing. But the matrix, like, there is a Satan, which is, it's
Well,
almost
what?
like,
Listen, Ricky. Listen.
okay,
The goal though is to just get out, right?
well,
So that's
yeah,
the goal. That's like normally, if I was having a live, that's what we'd be in here talking about.
I'll
So
tell you
stumbled,
how I
you
believe you exit.
stumbled in here.
I'll tell you how I believe you exit. You follow, literally, when you raise in frequency, your spirit builds until it feels like, okay, sorry, your frequency builds until like you get better information from it, until your feels like you're glowing from the outside, which a lot of religions, they explain it differently. But then at death, you release it,
You
okay?
gotta use the word unalive. If you use that D
Okay.
word one more time.
Okay, yes, I hear you. But as once you're less than alive, you unalived, you release your spirit. But the whole point of being inside the matrix is to fuel your spirit and to grow in consciousness
Well, Ricky.
upon death.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question now. All right. So you do know that a spirit and a soul is two different things, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I believe. Well, okay.
And
So we
so,
build our soul, and our spirit guides us. That's a better way to put it, I
well,
guess.
the spirit is ego. The spirit is your ego that is like the autopilot for the avatar.
Well, there we
And
might have. I can see what you're saying.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes. That's why the ego, it wants to worship outside deity. The soul is God. The soul is what one should be worshiping if they're going to worship anything, is the soul. So let me change my prompt real quick for a little bit, because I got some questions.
Hey,
Okay.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Hey, Ricky. Will you get with me later, offline, out of this room where we can talk better?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. So
I don't
did
know how to
you
do that, so
know?
you have to get a hold of me.
Okay, I'll message you. Let me take a
All right.
screenshot if I
Okay.
can.
I'm about to say just send him a friend request.
I think I followed him.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So it says, do you know that souls are the true stars of this reality and AI is the director and they wrote a script for you to play out?
Yes, but
Okay.
we can fall short of that.
Okay. And do you identify with what you see in the mirror, which would be the spirit, versus being God, the soul?
So I understand that we are a three-part being. You know what I mean? And so there is our body, there is our soul that we are supposed to be nourishing, and then there is God, which leads us. Like he's the voice in the back of your head that says, do that right, do this perfectly. You know what I mean? And so the more we are obedient, our soul gets rewarded, and then we once we're unalived, it releases our soul to the next place.
Oh gosh, yeah, you talk about being entrapped.
Well,
That's an entrapment right there. That's what I heard.
our bodies in this place is, I don't think of it so much as a prison, but I think of it more of a soul training ground that we will get released from, but you go where your soul belongs. You know what I mean? So like this is like a breeding ground. It's a chance. It's a chance at an after. It's not like You know, we know that this isn't it. We know that this isn't where we're going to stay.
Yeah,
And so, and we're not
but
taking
you don't
nothing else
wanna.
with us. So
Yeah,
we're supposed
you don't wanna follow religion and spirituality to do these things though.
No, because
it's
they're control systems.
well,
Yeah.
let's go with this. I can actually show, like I studied science for a long time, and that's how I actually saw the comparisons in the Bible. I started realizing, like, oh, this is actually explaining how to operate within reality in order to feed your soul. Like it's they all are given by the consciousness in order to guide us in the right direction. There's been many teachers, you know what I mean?
I don't think we should be following, and we don't need guidance as a soul.
Yeah, out of
You,
1,000 people, about one person out of that 1,000 spread the
yeah,
Bible.
yeah,
Like, no, that don't sound right.
Well, like your
So many
Well,
people
Papa.
fell for that Bible trap,
well, look,
and
and
they
Ricky,
falling for
you
it right
said
now as we
The
speak.
Bible is the God of the Old Testament is the demiurge.
and
But
Ricky,
I'm
you
just saying, like,
said
somebody will
something.
argue you down
well, think
about
about
God
this.
right now in the street. You go
In
out there
this
and tell them. You go out there
matrix,
and tell them your God is zeros and ones, sir, man. They'll whoop, they'll be
well, the
ready to
thing is,
fight.
it operates, okay, no, any kind of perfect mind can be broken down into math, because nothing would be arbitrary. If it's some sophisticated AI that it feels emotions on it, and it can be creative, well, that's the point. I mean, it's still, and what can happen is, if a mass group of people like, this matrix is determined by our beliefs and our words. Okay, so when mass amounts of people start believing in a different God, and they believe he operates a certain way, that's how their God operates. Okay, but
Stuff like that, and that's what you're gonna create in your
yeah,
subconscious, and you get up, and when you do get up out of here, that's what the archons use against you. That's when they come as your loved ones you lost, your
That's right.
pets,
see that.
celebrities.
I have a different word for it. You know, the spirits, like, that's when that is the control system that's trying to keep us down. The one in your head that whispers, you know what I mean, that you know, you should punch that dude in the face or something. That is the one trying to lower you in frequency. It lowers your, like, if you
But
imagine
you
it a
don't,
scoring system.
Ricky, you
It
don't have to listen. You don't have to worry about your frequency. I don't know. Listen, that's new. That's some new spirituality stuff where you got to worry about your frequency and stuff like that. All that stuff is not like that. Don't matter. Your
well,
frequency and
well,
stuff don't matter. What matters is knowing the exit and getting out of here. That's
well,
all that really matters.
you only do that by being unalived. That's the only way. And in order to do that, first you want to get your soul prepared, and that is how you see through the matrix. Once you reach that elevated consciousness, and you question enough, and you
Hey,
you do the
Ricky.
right thing in the right situation enough, it raises
Ricky,
you in
how long
awareness.
how long have you been going through this
It
awareness
started
raise?
it started in like, well, I mean, it's been going on. I mean, it's a lifelong journey for real, but it was like 8 months ago or something. I really started I started
I wish it
feeling
was about positivity, bro. Like,
Okay,
I
just real
but see,
started
quick.
I'm one of
Just
them.
real quick,
I'm one
Rick.
was about positivity, bro. Like,
Okay,
I
just
but
real
see,
started
quick. Just real quick,
I'm one of
Ricky.
them
Just to let you
guys
know
that got
this.
fucked over. Nice guys finish last,
It's
and my
about truth.
and like,
It's
Other
not
it is
about
stuff
about
is
truth.
you
positivity.
know.
So Ricky, you're gonna
don't
go through
interrupt
you're gonna have to go
y'all
through a
one at a
transition
time.
here. You're gonna go through a transition because you're 8 months into it, and over the time, the next couple of years, it'll continue, and then it'll slowly start to. Oh, you'll get used to it. Really, it never stops. But then you'll start overturning every rock, dotting every I, crossing every T, and you'll come to different truths because certain
Yeah.
truths aren't going to be presented to you right away
Yeah.
because honestly, your ego cannot handle it. Your egoic mind cannot handle certain truths, right, D? Like, so there will be things that you'll start to understand, but eventually you'll start to understand more things. Like what this live's
And
about
then
is when you start to realize the fabrication of a lot of reality,
yeah,
and
it's
then
like
you'll
the
have to
truth
start.
changes.
Yeah, and this is what it is that you can't lay too much on a human psyche all at once because the human psyche will go into a state of psychosis. This is what it is.
Yeah.
This is the reason why a lot of the population, you can't have a debate about something as simple as the Earth's shape, because their mind cannot digest the information. They cannot do it.
It's
It
like the truth
completely
is what
sends
most
their
people.
mind.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead. Sorry.
it sends their mind into a state of disillusion. They cannot handle it. The egoic mind breaks down, and since most people don't have access to the other side of their self, the higher self, the soul, the only thing that they run off of, the ego, will go into like a breakdown.
It's
My ego
cognitive
died.
dissonance.
My ego died.
Yes.
They
My,
have to
like,
maintain cognitive dissonance, otherwise they break, they fracture, and they have got to go to the mental hospital.
you see, but that's when they don't. You have to be mentally strong. And honestly, what happened? It's technically like what like they called an ascended master. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of like the Jewish mysticism. They called it one thing. The Kundalini called it an awakening. You know that was that's Hinduism, right? I think. But either way, it doesn't. A lot of traditions have it the wrong way. But we are just now at a point in humanity where we can understand the
Who is
scientific
we? Hold
nature.
on, Ricky. Listen, Ricky. Listen.
Yeah.
When you talking, speak for yourself, because I'm not a human.
Well,
Okay.
well, I'm saying we as in
Just
like
do that for me,
humanity in
okay?
general. Humanity
Christ is
in
proud of
general.
you right now, D.
but when you said general, you grouping me in there general. I don't
Okay.
want to be generalized, so
Okay.
just speak for you, Ricky.
Okay, I'll speak for me. Well, I
Thank
am at a
you.
point, and you obviously, because you're saying this is the Matrix. That's why I grouped us in here, because that's what it's about.
No,
Is
no,
that
no. What I'm talking about is being humans. I'm not a monster.
no? I'm not saying you're a monster.
Well, a human means monster.
What do
That's
you
what
refer to
human
yourself
means.
if you don't use the word human?
I'm a
Help me out.
soul. This
Oh, I
is the
got you.
soul here.
Oh, you know what I say? I'm a god having a
Okay,
human
you
experience.
disassociate yourself from your body because we are not our body. That's a good
Yeah.
perspective.
Thank you. Gratitude. Yeah, I just wanted to, clear that up because I got an audience and I don't want my audience to think I'm getting soft, Ricky. I got to let
Okay.
them know that I ain't soft, okay?
Yeah, you're not soft. I hear that.
All
Honestly,
right.
you're standing on what you believe. That's good, and you're speaking about it publicly. That's good. Uh,
No gratitude, Ricky. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
all I'm saying is that like some people are realizing now that we can explain reality in a matrix style that has spiritual laws ingrained into it. You know what I mean? Like it has a specific order of operations that it wants you to follow in order to level up.
I say yes and I say no at the same time. All right, because it's so many people out there that's lost in the sauce in the matrix,
Yeah.
and that karmatic law or that thing that you saying that exists don't exist for over 50% of the masses out there. It's too much negativity for it. If all that, you know what I'm saying, positive kumbaya stuff really helped, man. It helped a lot of people get out of some dark places. I give all that spirituality stuff a pat on the back, and Buddhism for like bringing people out of a messed up place in life and getting their life together, even if they still lost and believing in God and all that. At least they got their life together, but they still
Yeah.
ain't getting out.
Yeah,
You
but
could be the goodest person your whole life and open the door for every person you see. But if you don't open the door for yourself, why be a door holder?
Yeah, because the point isn't
Like that. I
exactly
like
about just
that.
holding doors. There's an objective about like an internal transformation process that we're supposed to be attempting. There is an
Like
objective, and it's not
I
just
if
think
that I get what you're saying, bro.
let me
But at the same, how I'm not gonna be fooled into that is
yeah.
because there is nothing them archons can convince me of to make me feel bad that this body did. My soul didn't do anything bad down here. And at the same time, long as you ain't too overbalanced or underbalanced, it's like you gotta be right in the middle. You can't be too much of a savage to where you just out here taking people's heads off and you don't care like they insects, but you can't be too soft to where you wouldn't save your own self.
you just gotta
You gotta
save
be in the
your
middle.
own. You and yours is
Can't
pretty much all you
can't
can
be
save. You
extra
can't save the
masculine,
whole
can't be
world.
too feminine. Gotta be right in the middle.
Well, that's
Can't be extra positive. Can't be extra negative.
you
Gotta
have
be
to be
right in the
real.
middle.
Realistic is better.
That's
You know
real.
what I mean?
Right in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, now, I believe that our like
I don't come out of
we
character unless I have to. I'm in
holding doors of minor work, and you're gonna get like a little jolt of like, be like you're gonna feel good about doing it. Okay, but that feel good energy, as you like dedicate more of your life to like what you want to believe the peak is. Now imagine a triangle, okay, and you climb the triangle till you're at the peak. That it's basically what like the Masons and like they teach is literally like there's some secret teachings literally that I'm laying out here that literally can elevate you along this journey until your head illuminates. That's what the Illuminati are, literally. Your head glows, but not
You,
it's
you
an
think with your
internal.
heart. That's what that means. You think with your heart, not your head. Yeah.
Well,
If
yeah,
if
yes.
that's the case,
Well, it's more so there's many directions, okay, which is actually like you climb in many directions. You can be an outright savage and like it actually fuels your spirit in like to a demon, literally, but it's a bad way. And then there's a
Of course, it's a bad way, Ricky. You keep talking
well,
about spirit. That's why it's bad.
but that's
These
them
souls
okay,
demons
on
that you
so
gonna fight
inside this
in the
matrix,
afterlife too.
that's why I
Like
used frequency first
that's
because
gonna be a hell of a war right there.
well,
You know how
frequency
many
is a
demons we create in our own
technological
mind throughout
term.
a
But
lifetime.
the real
Yes,
word
you're
is
right.
daemons.
That's true.
Remember,
You're
it's
true. And
daemons.
what that is that an energy that is designed by the Matrix, when you do negative, you attach yourself to this negative energy. And that's what spiritual people in the past called a demon, but it's really a spiritual, it's like like an energetic mindset. It changes your thought patterns. So eventually you can like work your way into a possession, but it can all be
I
explained
want to be
technologically.
in the mindset as soon as that cord's cut. I want to be ready. Like, okay, game on. What's the trick set? Who, what, where they at? What is it? I don't
Well,
want to
Right.
like
Yeah, I'm not trying to go experience nothing there.
because I feel like that's gonna be you was talking about the Buddhists. The Buddhists believe it's 42 days of hallucination. Just even if they was right on that part, and they still believe in reincarnation themselves, because at the end they believe in reincarnation.
there
Really they're not that far. They're not getting out neither. They
there
coming
is a
right back.
chance that our energy is just recycled, honestly, and put back into the matrix. There is
And how
that
did you
chance.
make your way out?
But it can't be like it. I get
Yeah,
that part,
you
but
way
that's
out.
the NPCs. If it's a point to where we don't have a choice, no, that's the NPC's job to not have a choice.
Supposedly,
We
you
wouldn't.
can
If that was the
only
case, we'd be in NPC mode right now.
supposedly you can only
Yeah.
leave. I've heard if you've had a
The
spiritual
system would have been
awakening.
one.
Once you have a spiritual awakening, is what I heard. You can leave after that death. That's
No,
like,
Ricky,
but
no, that's a lie. Stop. Don't say that
well, I
in
mean,
here.
Bad word.
No, Ricky.
well,
Stop that.
so I'm gonna tell
Listen,
you.
the
I actually
word,
had an
listen, the
awakening.
word spirit just means breath. The word spirit just means breath. And then awakening is something that you have at a funeral for the unalived. That's all an awake is. Remember, you have an awake at the funeral. So that is, yeah,
Yep.
that is all that is.
Look,
That's why a
okay,
lot of people
so
don't say
Why?
good morning.
so
Cause
the-
I say grand and
Cause
rising.
a lot
yeah,
of people's mourning. Ain't nothing good about mourning.
so
Bitch, I don't wish nobody good morning.
I'll tell you
Listen
though
to
that
me.
this is like I actually did awaken, and I could like me and my spirit, like he could lead me. I know you don't like the spirit, but I'm telling you,
I'm just listening to you, Ricky. I know this
look,
is how you expressing yourself.
there
Go ahead.
is an awakening process. It's not just being awake and saying I'm questioning everything around me and this is a
Oh,
joke.
wait.
It
Ricky,
goes
can I give
farther
you
than that.
another word? What about another word? Would you use aware?
Well, it's
Aware?
called. Well, the thing is, it's called an
Aware.
Get in
awakening.
touch with your higher self. Man.
No,
It
That's
doesn't
the thing.
it doesn't have to be called an awakening. It can be
aware.
called whatever you want to call it.
You gotta
Well,
get in
I
touch
mean,
with
it's
your
best
higher
understood
self.
I use
as an
awakening too,
awakening.
but you could call it whatever you want to call it. You call it raising consciousness, awareness. shift,
Yes.
whatever you want to call it.
Getting in
Okay,
touch with your
higher
higher self gonna
what
help you
what
get to that
what
star
what
portal.
people nowadays are calling woke or awake is not the same thing as a raise in consciousness awareness.
Yeah, but
Well, look, if you
getting
look
to
up the
know your
definition woke, if you look up the definition of woke on Google, it says it got something to do with race and interracial.
Yeah, they changed that shit.
Yeah, it's some crazy stuff. Yeah, people come and say
Well,
woke
we don't
don't
need
even
to.
really know what the word woke mean. It got something to do with racism and being
No,
political.
it's just like you see, like you're not you see the like the like just the weirdness of the way everything operates and how everyone's in this like mindless. You see that, you know what I mean? You
You
see that
pierce the veil.
yeah, but the it goes so deep until literally like it's hard to explain, but I feel it still, and it's like
Ricky,
yeah
I've had the experience that you're talking
yeah.
about in 2023. I could
Okay,
tell
so
you
you
right now.
know
I could tell you. I know all about it. I understand you're in the first 8 months of it, so it's hitting you like a ton of bricks. That's why you're speaking a mile a minute and you're like trying to get the point across. I understand completely what you're talking about. It's like you go from being one being to another. Your awareness goes through the roof, and all of a sudden you're seeing things. It's like you're a child seeing the world for the first time differently.
Yeah.
I understand that. It is a raising consciousness. It is. Ultimately, you do get to a point. Well, I can't say everyone gets to this point. You do get to a point where you start seeing things. Part of my awareness being raised was the understanding that the reality we're presented is highly fabricated. It's very illusory. It's like an illusion. The Matrix.
yeah.
It's the things that just the things that fell into place, the flat Earth versus the globe Earth, bro. I realized that my whole life I spent believing I was on a ball flying through outer space at Mach speeds, and then all of a sudden I get hit with that
spent
shit.
arguing about the
Yeah,
Earth was
me,
flat.
yeah,
To where
you know,
now I'm in that same boat. I still stand on that, but you know what I think the Earth is now? A
Flat.
fucking
what do
trap.
you believe in?
It's a fucking hell.
See, I
No,
don't
it's
even.
no matter, no matter what
Here's
it was. It could be shaped like a dinosaur chicken nugget. At the
It
end of
is
the
a
day,
flat.
it's not
What they
real.
say
but
is a
but
trap.
the
Yeah,
thing is,
if
there is.
I mean, I
eh,
believe it's flat. I mean, I don't believe. Let me take that
But you have
back real
to.
quick. I know it's
Yeah.
flat, but
It's a. Yeah,
even
but
if
the
it
thing.
wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was an egg, or if it was on top of a turtle, like some cultures believe, it wouldn't matter because it's still a fucked up place to be.
I agree.
This
The
is
world ain't
like
nothing.
that's why I
It
don't
don't
believe in
even
all the
exist.
positive stuff because this ain't a positive place. When you understand that we operating on a prison system,
Yeah.
imagine you was on lockdown right now in prison. Would you be on positivity, like on all that?
That's
Will we be in here kumbaya in here for real?
some.
You need to be in a prisoner
But you have to
mind
break the
state at
You have to
all.
break the firewall down,
It ain't gonna
and that's
never
one.
break.
And
There's no
that's
way to
one.
break it
Yeah,
down.
that's one
You
of
know
the
how
ways
you
you
break
have
it
to
down?
break it.
You know how you break it down?
Get out.
Get out the door. Get one
But
of the guards to give you the key and get the fuck out.
you
That's the
cannot just
easier way.
you cannot
And
deliver
instead
you
of
cannot
waiting
deliver
for
people the whole
system
message.
to just fall apart from
You
being collecting dust, because it's gonna collect dust for a long time before.
here's the fact of the matter here. Let's talk about escaping the matrix, okay? Because everyone's an expert at escaping it, okay? Here's the
No, it's
fact.
not.
But we
Now,
still
now you
here.
need now
You know what?
here's
You know
here's the
how we're
truth.
the expert because we figure out how to cut the
I'm
cord.
gonna
But
I'm
the
gonna
part
say
after
this.
that is the hard part.
Yeah, here's what it comes
Because
down
the
to.
trials and the shit they put your mind and your subconscious through, ain't
You want to get
nobody
out of the
ready for this
matrix?
shit. Because we wouldn't be back here now if we was ready for the
Look,
shit.
I'll
I'm
be
telling that shit ain't gonna be no fucking game once you get up there out of this world.
when you get out of when you get
And you
look
only
when
soul.
time expires
We ain't learned how to
and
control
you're
that
off.
soul and that astral body in a long time. I'm
Look,
39
when
years
time
old.
Just
I
trying to
ain't.
say
same
something.
here. I'm
What?
39, same age. Look, when time expires and it's time to hit the go button, and it's us versus whoever we're against up there trying to get out.
It ain't gonna be that though.
The
It
fact
ain't
of the
gonna be.
matter is this.
Imagine you went to the Walmart right now and it was empty as fuck, and you just had to get your shit and go to self checkout and get the fuck out. You know how? But it's in the middle of that, you gonna have hallucinations. You gonna imagine you took some mind altering stuff before you went to Walmart. and you in there
Yeah, you're
seeing
rolling
all
through
kind of
that on
stuff.
every
Is you
type
gonna
of
get out of there
psychedelic in the
before
Walmart. You're just
security
trying to get to
tackle
the
your
exit.
ass and lock your ass up, or is you gonna go in there like you didn't take nothing and you
No,
sober as crap and make it
yeah,
out of
you're
there?
rolling in.
It's
You're rolling in on a
hard.
crazy trip.
It's a test. This is kindergarten. When we get out of here, it's gonna be boot camp.
It is a test.
Boot.
I don't know about
It's
it
gonna
being a
be.
test. What kind of test is this? Shit, you
I
ain't
already been
passing
to boot
nothing.
camp, so I guess I'll be all right.
Cool.
But it's never like
Like, what are we
The test
being
is the
touched
how much
for?
how less stuff can you program that you gonna have to fight when you get out.
But you
The more
gotta.
you can deprogram on the way to getting out is very important. That's
That's,
literally it is
less
less.
demons you gotta fight.
that's why you
Less
gotta
putting
try
to
to
the
do
body,
boot
less
camp.
attaching.
Destroy them demons in your head, and the less you gotta worry about fighting when you get out of here. That's
It's
my best.
detach
That's what
yourself
I'm
from
trying to
everything.
do, and that's
Detach.
hard too
Look, you're when you get out of here,
because
you're
we
going to the
got
other
these
side, and
emotions.
the
We want to
number
help
one thing you
people.
have to battle is your ego. This is where everything comes from. This is what you're going in with. Your soul is pure. You're going in, and it's going to be everything your ego evolved into in the human form. That's what you're going to be fighting. So if you have a strong ego down here, I got news for you. Like a lot of people here do, you're going to leave, and that ego is going to be fighting you tooth and nail.
Yeah, you gotta have that will. You gotta have that willpower, boy.
Instead of being a bunch
That
of crabs in a
willpower.
bucket down here, you'll be a crab in a bucket to yourself. If them attachments get, cause man, we can go. I don't even think we as a number probably is big enough for the amount of attachments that they've designed for us, and it gets bigger every day, every
It
year.
does.
It's more. It evolves. It's something evolving,
That's why I don't watch TV. I don't
and
watch
like
movies.
all these ancient civilizations and stuff, it was probably it's a snap of a fucking finger to get out of here, and they still fucking came back.
It's
Still
ridiculous.
came back,
Oh
and it was
shit, my
no
phone's on.
technology, no social media, no,
I gotta go, y'all.
and they
Okay, you
still
have a
got
good
tricked,
night. Thank you
man.
for
Love and
joining.
liberty.
Yes, I'll be live tomorrow. I'm about to get ready to close out here in a second, so I got like 7 more minutes. Then I gotta go too, cause I have to do a job tomorrow or whatever that thing's called. I don't know. But this simulation is wild. I don't know. Look, so I don't know. I don't let it
That's how you mess
get
around and
me.
sign a contract and agree to come back and your life be harder than it was before this life. Them tricks and
Right.
get going to that light. I was looking into one thing. The moon is supposed to be like a bug light for the NPCs, basically. That's like a lesser light trap. That's a light trap. As soon as you cut that cord, that's a light trap for the people that don't even make it to the afterlife.
You have to remember something though here,
Yeah,
dude.
I've been
You have to
trying.
remember the hallucinations, right? The 42-day hallucinations, all this stuff that's coming out.
That
I see your
moon
name.
always
Your name is
there.
706 Unk. I watch 706 Unk and all the stuff that he's pushing. You have to remember something here, bro.
He's playing a
These
character,
people,
bro.
yeah, but they're
He's
playing
playing a
character,
character.
and he's saying things,
He's
right?
playing a character.
And a lot of these, of
And
course,
you I don't care if he said my name and told y'all to follow me. You still don't post it, man. I don't care. Man, they could be. He's got a lot of truth, just like everybody else.
but
Just
it's
like
true. It's half truths.
it's what.
Yeah,
That's
they
why
got
you. That's why you supposed to
they do.
identify it right then and there and take the good from it and leave
If
the
you think you're gonna
bullshit.
get out of here
Yeah.
and have 42 days, if you think you're gonna get out of here and have 42 days of hallucinations, I got news for you. You'll have 42 days of hallucinations. First off, time doesn't exist in the manner in which we think it does. So 42 days on the other side isn't 42 days. It's not. See, everything
I
that we
didn't.
acquire here,
I
this
didn't
is
say
an
that.
attachment,
I
but
didn't
this is
say
an
that.
you were talking about attachments. This is an egoic
Yes.
attachment. So when you get out of here, if you expect to have 42 days of hallucinations, you're gonna have 42 days of hallucinations,
And like
bro.
I said, the less you can
You might even end up in a
deprogram,
Walmart
and
having a
well,
DMT trip.
however, I mean, you can requote me. You doing the same thing we've been
Yeah,
talking.
I'm saying that's an
Repeat,
attachment. If you expect that, you know what I'm saying? If you
repeat.
expect it. If you expect
What's
it, that's what you're
program
gonna
what we
get.
heard?
Okay.
You're gonna if you come through, if you
No,
think
it
that, you're gonna expect it.
no. The less you deprogram, the less you gotta fight.
Look,
Like I
you hear
said,
you
the
hear
more
price
you
talk.
add,
This is
the
what's gonna
more you
happen.
gotta worry about.
Yeah.
When I expire
Yeah.
out, this is what's gonna
Go
happen.
ahead,
I'm gonna will myself with my mind, my soul,
Yes. Yes.
to do what I gotta do to get out of here.
Okay.
No matter who gets in my way, I'm going through them. I'm not worried about it. Now, there are people that have attachments. You have attachments because you believe in what the ego believes. Hey, my mother, my father, my
I
daughter, my
don't. I
wife.
don't.
You
I
know
don't.
what? So when you
I
get
can't
out,
take
no,
them
you
with
say,
me.
yo,
Well, how?
no agreements.
Let him
I,
finish real quick. Hold
That's it.
on.
No, you make no
Yeah.
I'm
agreements.
saying no.
You
He's
go, you
speaking
go.
for me though. I don't.
No, I'm speaking
No,
for
no.
me.
He said he's speaking for himself. He's saying how he gonna get out. That's what he's sharing. He's sharing how he gonna get out.
But
So I'm
then
gonna
you
have
reversed
I'm the
it to
mindset
other
of
people
bypass.
about having attachments. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he just was saying he said he was sharing that he has attachments. That's what he's saying. That's why he's saying his way out. But then he was like, yeah, but those attachments, them attachments.
I'm saying our belief systems could even turn into attachments. It's like if we expect something that
Mm-hmm.
could be like the days, and I've heard that the 42 days of delusion. I'm saying that could also become an attachment because we expect it subconsciously.
But only thing I was saying about that, I took that and if you was really listening to what I said, after I said that part, I said I think it could be something like that, but even times 10, times 100. If it's
Yeah, you said
42
like
days for me, I feel like that's a piece of cake compared to what it could be. It could be one task. It could be no task. Get up out of here and pew, back to source. For all we know, but in the meantime, I rather prepare as if it's gonna be a hell of a task. And if it's not, when I get there and it's a piece of cake, then let's work.
Better.
For me, I rather, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
prepare
you rather be
for the
over
worst.
prepared than under prepared.
Yeah. I
I
rather
feel you.
prepare for the worst
I agree with
than
you.
not be prepared at all. I'm not trying to knock nothing, but it's just, I'm just saying it ain't gonna be easy. If it's 42 days or 42 seconds, and like you say, time don't exist up there. So, and like you say, we create them demons on ourselves. We just
I don't think we could create them on ourselves though. Like
no, you
that's a
program. I'm saying like
code.
your subconscious. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
attachments. We'll call them attachments. Then they're the same attachments. We could think we
Talking about
passed
their ego
something.
taking
Think
over.
about something you ain't thought about in a long time, and it popped back up. That means it's still somewhere in your head, and that's something that could still be used against us at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
It's the
hard part.
ego that be attached.
That's the because right now your ego don't want to go.
Yeah, that word "my" is what gets you. If you think about the word "my," it's very possessive. Mine. That means something belongs to you or
But
for
that's
you.
that symbolism. That's because the program is heavy. It's something that is barely understood. Between the symbolism been here before. Words, all that. Before there was numbers, letters. It was symbols and sound. Trauma is something that we can check your ego, you can check your pride, but a lot of people carry trauma with them they whole life. And the repetition over and over and over and over and over and over.
Questioning these things
Is
and
what
acquiring
creates the
knowledge.
attachments.
Questioning these things and acquiring knowledge is already putting the soul in the right direction, because the problem is the majority, as you all know, are not questioning anything. So
No, they're not.
so checkout time, you go, they're like, oh, you did pretty good. Whatever's presented to them, they're back. They're back down. They're back down. When you're already in here considering this, so when it's checkout time, you already have this in the back of your soul mind saying, all right, let's see what gets thrown at me here. You know what I mean? So you're prepared. That's the number one thing, being prepared. You know, letting, like Unc says, you got to be ready for war, even though maybe it's not war, or maybe it's 10 times, worse than war. We don't know.
Yeah.
But you just got to be prepared, and that's the key: being prepared and not being surprised. Don't get caught off guard this time. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. That's how. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I agree. I agree with that for sure. Okay, well, I got to get up at like in 5 hours, so I guess I better go get some rest. I enjoy talking with you all.
All right, D. I'm gonna check out that stuff on your store.
Okay, gratitude. Yeah, I'm gonna send you a coupon. I'm gonna have to just send it to you right now.
Yeah,
Cause
let me take a look.
yeah, I created a live coupon for anybody who goes to make a purchase. I have a coupon for you if you're interested in my stuff from the
Yeah,
live.
awesome.
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
just send it to me, and
yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
send
gonna
it
I'm gonna
right
browse
now.
it.
Okay, awesome. Gratitude.
All right. See you guys later. Love you. One love.
All right, love you. See you later. All right, everybody. So I want to say thank you all for joining. Gratitude. Remember the steps. I'm still working on memorizing the steps myself, y'all. For some reason, I get nervous. I don't freaking know why, but I'm working on that. But yeah, I will be live tomorrow. I don't know if Price will be with me tomorrow or not, but I'm not gonna be in the day live because I'm already up really late, so I'll be resting in the earlies. But I'll definitely have another one probably around the same time again because I'll get off late. But gratitude, everybody. Love you all, and blessings and abundance. And if you're having any mental health issues, remember to reach out to me because that is my business. My business is built off of mental health. And so I'm just going to close out with that, y'all. Love light with a little bit of darkness, and I am the darkness and the light. Oh, and I forgot to say that if you subscribe, you get access to the Discord. So maybe next time, though. Gratitude.